Well, good evening everybody. Here we are. Hey, it's a myth. I do feeling better. I am feeling better. Thank you very much. That was a bit of an adventure yesterday. Hey, Watchmaker wannabe. Good to see you. Hey, Deathwisher. Succes met de stroopwafels, man. There we are. Hey, William, Minter Bill, hi there. Yeah, for the people who are wondering what are we talking about. Yesterday on stream I had an allergic reaction and it was quite serious. It's probably something in a salad and what triggered it. So I had a shot of adrenaline and I'm okay now. But thank you for asking. But I do feel a lot better now. It was a bit of a scare. Oh, Deathwisher, you do have a big surprise for me today. Alwin, 74. Hey, goedenavond. Leuk dat je erbij bent. Ik zie dat je net de stream volgt, dus leuk. Dankjewel. Well, we do have some special stuff for this stream. Thürler women's watch, and I did have a peek inside, and it's a beautiful movement in there, and very special guest. We do have a beautiful Lange Söhne, and I will show you the inside of the watch later on, but it's stunning. Again, for the people who do not know me that much or that well, my name is Kalle Slaap. I'm a watchmaker from the Netherlands, and you're watching live watchmaking here on stream. Hey, Robert. Oh, I really enjoyed the course last night. Robert, last night we started a watch polishing course, the first one ever in the Netherlands on this level, and we had a blast. It was so much fun. Het was heel speciaal, Robert. Echt heel gaaf. Hey, coach Eric. Erik, ik ga heel even iets voor je checken. Jij bent bezig met Erik aanhalen. Ja. Eric, well, as everybody can see, just right behind me, it's Owen tonight. Woohoo! And there is Richard. En Erik, Richard werkt nu aan jouw horloge. A hell of a job. Richard is working on a beautiful pocket watch, Alpina. And he has made himself a balance staff today on the lathe. So with the Ember Cam, I will show you what Richard is working on today. But it is very special. Dus Erik, je gaat straks iets bijzonders zien. Wel leuk dat je erbij bent. Well, so we have for tonight the special stuff that Richard is working on. I'll show you the beautiful movement of this very, very small ladies watch. But the finishing is just beautiful. And we have the Lange Söhne micro rotor. Well, it is still that one Deathwisher. The wobbly cam is still the wobbly cam, even if it doesn't wobble. Doesn't wobble anymore? It's still wobbly. Yeah. That's the constant in life. Oh, there we go. Hey, Elm Shop. Hi there. And Patin. Oh, and Jepesco from London. Well, it's all very international already. Good to see you all. Well, I've put my... Here is the 1946 inscription in the ladies' watch, and as always, I'm not doing any work up front to the movements we work on here. So for me, it's just as fresh and new and exciting as for you guys. But I have seen the movement, and I know it's something special I would like to share with you guys. Hey Avi, straight from München. Hi there. It is very small. This is my pinky. But this movement is not just hey, wood sticks. That I haven't seen your this name. Good to see you. So I will open this one. Well, what was your previous username, if you don't mind me asking? Woodsticks. Maybe I know. I remember that one. So I will open. Okay. Oh, is anything real? Of course, I remember you. Ah. Well, very used crystal, as you can see. And then the movement. And I promise you, it is worth it to watch this. First, the case back, 18 karat gold, perlage in there, Swiss made, and the number. Well, so far so good. But then, oh Avi, I'm so glad you picked it up. In the meantime, super sour, there you are. Because I was not that familiar with Thürler, but it is a distributor, and as I see it, based in Zurich. Isn't it comparable with niet Gruin? What was the other one? Was it Bucherer maybe, and maybe even a bit like Tiffany's. They may. Nee, Bucherer denk ik. Rempe is ook goed toch? Ja? Dat volgens mij staat ook wel eens bij zo'n plaats. Oh, oké. Hey Van der Gamer, leuk dat je erbij bent. Well, nice to see so many familiar faces here in the chat. If you're watching this stream via a link, if you make a Twitch account, you can join us in the chat and you can ask any question you like, and I'll try to answer it straight away. And now, it is the Tavannes movement, but as you can see, the Geneva stripes, perlage. It's from 1946, so it's pre-Inca block, but most of you probably straight recognized this. Oh, sorry, it's still the wobbly cam. I will show you on the microscope, because it is kind of special for a watch on from this size. To see this. There we are. I think most of you directly recognized this. Sit back and relax, wood sticks. Here on a watch from this size, to see the temperature compensated balance wheel is just stunning. And maybe I see if I can it doesn't even fit underneath the microscope, but it's way smaller than a 5-cent euro. Maybe we can get a 10 cents. It is even way smaller than a 10 cents. Here we are. There we are. And to see the temperature compensated balance wheel on a movement from this size is quite special. So we have end, because it's 1946, no shock system, so you probably can predict what's wrong with it. Well, I'm sure you guys already seen what's wrong with it. Who would like to take a guess? Pivots is broken from ballot stuff, definitely, yeah. Hey, All Blue, hi there. Well, and you see all the... Dankjewel, Sean. Sean thinks the battery is not quite as good anymore. Wow. I will. Get another. Ja, zou ik daar wel eens kunnen liggen? Here we are. Nice and stable. And now I will. We need an emote like an oily can. Okay, I'll write it down. Let me see, oil can. What else, what other emotes do we need? Do you mean thing like that? Yeah, we do need some more emotes. It's one of the hammer time, of course. Hammer time, excellent. Some broken emote. Bulgari. Oh, your battery fetish. Oh, John. Voor de emotes. Hey Raoul, goed dat je erbij bent, man. For the emotes, we do need a coffee cup. Well, as you can see, no more force on the main barrel. Just to be sure, I will remove the ratchet wheel. Disguised left-handed thread. Look at this. A sneaky one. We always expect left-handed thread on the crown wheel, but we don't expect left-handed thread on the ratchet wheel, except for one AS movement, I think 1977 or thing like that. But this is a sneaky one. Left-handed thread. Does anybody know a bit more about the history of Tavannes? Because I think it was bought from a major brand. I think there was a Longines connection, but I'm not too sure. Tavannes, same with record movements. But maybe one of you, some of you guys knows a bit more about that. Well, while we do the disassembly, we'll check the play in the main barrel. Here the end shake. Good news? Richard?
Ja, tot zover, ja.
Oeh. Hey, Capture! Natuurlijk is Peter weer erbij. Goed je te zien, man. Leuk. Ik volg je goed op Facebook. En heel gaaf wat voor wat voor een horloge je allemaal weer aan de praat krijgt. En hoe goed het eruit ziet. Echt heel goed. Dus, Capture 2015 is very active in watchmaking now and looking great. Oh, Watchmaker Wannabe, Sima is connected with Tavannes. That would be interesting. Ja.
Volgens mij heb je hier vertel het dan.
Hier.
Nee, oh nee, zeg het dan. Ik weet waar het is.
Zoek je de schaar of zoek je
Allebei.
die?
Ja.
Okay, that's nice. Watchmaker Wannabe. I still think you have to change your name Watchmaker Wannabe because you're not a wannabe anymore. I think you're becoming the real deal. I'm not sure if this is the original movement of the watch. Avi, if you see the Geneva stripes and the temperature compensated balance in a watch from this size, I think this was definitely top brand in the mid 40s. I don't know any ladies movements with this grade of technical ability. Okay, you're forgiven, Watchmaker Wannabe, for the 2 months. I think I'm going to replace this one. It's just beyond repair. I think one of the few times I really have to replace an insert for a screwdriver, because when you use the sharpener, Arkansas stone, you hardly use any inserts. that's nice. Je bent op dreef, John. Well, there we are. Because of the broken pivot, well, in a moment we know for sure it is a broken pivot. Again, I haven't taken this watch apart yet, so for me it's just as new what we're going to find as for you guys. But if the pivot is broken, and well, we're quite sure it is, then I have to take the balance apart. So I have to take off the collet with the hairspring, and I have to take off the double roller, the plateau, and then I have to tap out the balance staff in order to find a new one. Ooh. Oh. Well, let's check straight away what happened to the balance staff pivots. Look at that, there's a lot of rust. Wat? Let me check for a moment what the hell is going on. Wow. Wil je kijken, Owen?
Waarom? Plateau?
Wil je kijken, John? Of Richard?
En Pro-Roost?
Oké.
That's not too good.
Geen wonder dat het gebroken is. Eerst weggeroest.
Oh, wow.
Dan zit je steen er nog wel netjes in.
Yeah, let's see what the D-shape, if the double roller is still there. Let's get some extra light on the subject, because what the hell is going on here? And there's the D-shape. Is the double roller broken? Broken in half. No, it's still there.
En die zijn
good
meestal niet van
barnacles on
staal,
it.
hè? Ze zijn meestal niet staal.
It's creating a great barrier reef.
Patine, we do need a lot of more emotes than than just a cup of coffee. What the hell, wow.
It's the great barrier reef.
Well, it is a mess. I'll take off
Schoonmaken en kijken wat gebeurt natuurlijk.
hammer and chisel, and that's it. Well, I take it off the. Dankjewel. I'll take it off the balance cock, and then we'll see. I'll take it off the balance cock, and then we'll see some more. Oh wow! But what does the other side look like?
Iemand heeft de tang gedaan. Even kijken wat dat. Anders is die gewoon niet bruikbaar. Dat is een beetje jammer.
Even kijken, mag ik je.
Als je steekt een schroevendraaier in. Die niet. Een ander. Dan zie je die naar water. Swingelt naar water.
Wat zie je dat er raar uit?
Nee, een soort vier.
is die niet omgeklapt.
Mogelijk.
Want aan de bovenkant lijkt of je een uitsparing hebt waar het niet weg kan.
Ja. Weet niet.
Als hij eruit is, dan
Oh wauw.
zit het vast misschien.
Oké. Nog eens drie. En mijn ding is niks doen.
Barnacles. Well, let's do some more investigation.
Dat is een vlakke.
Well, already a very interesting watch to work on. That's nice. I say quite often that watchmaking is just like archaeology. You have to see what's in front of you and make up, connect the dots. Another nice tool.
Niet zo zeggen. Nee, maar als dit langer was, dan is het nu afgewerkt of zo.
Ja, of hij heeft zeg maar zo in die sleuf gestaan. Dat hij eigenlijk zo wegveert.
Well, for the archaeology, that reminds me of my all-time favorite TV series. It was on the BBC. I think it was BBC or ITV. It was Time Team. With Tony Robbins from he was from Blackadder. All the episodes are still on YouTube. It's just fascinating stuff. Baldrick, that's it. Baldrick from Blackadder. Tony Robbins, I think. Tony Robinson. Yeah. Well, let's see what's going on here. Where's my see-through thingy? Use this one. Mag ik je zaklamp even nog eventjes gebruiken, Richard?
Dankjewel.
Oh, Death Thrasher, there is a surprise involved. I think I am ready. Because I don't want to look at this hairspring too long, so I am ready for the surprise. Oh wow, thank you so much, Deathwisher. That is amazing, thank you, wow. That donation really makes it possible to do this stream. Hey Uncle B, thank you, good to see you. Deathwisher, dat is echt geweldig. Dat is echt geweldig, dankjewel. En het is zeker een verrassing. Wow. Death Thrasher just made a donation in bits, and it is so well appreciated. Uncle B, we're doing. I just had a huge donation on bits, so I'm a bit confused. We are working on a 1940s women's watch, a high-end women's watch, and if you can see the other side. And maybe with some light on it. Uncle B, if you have a look at this, it's just like watching the bottom of the sea. It is just a women's watch with some water, but it is. Oh wow, here's the broken pivot. And here's just, well, but corrosion. If you make a screenshot from this, then you see what we're looking at. Death Thrasher, echt een grote verrassing en echt heel erg gaaf van je. Dankjewel. Dat echt iets speciaals. Nogmaals, meen het echt. So Uncle B, this is a high-end movement from 1946. And we do need some. I really don't like to watch this because Owen, heb jij zin?
Biertje? Biertje?
Ja, hij is wel echt.
Owen will fix it.
I'm thinking about it. Het is ook allemaal aangetast, of niet?
Ja.
Oh,
is ook allemaal broken roest.
is ook een beetje aan elkaar gerust.
Oxidation on the spring itself.
Maar misschien komt dat eraf hoor.
Ik denk het wel.
I
heard.
Is het niet shellac die je wel.
No, it's just corrosion barnacles, I think.
Yeah.
Van messing.
Yeah.
Same growth as underneath the roller.
But I heard somebody talk about vinegar and bicarb, and which really dissolves the rust.
Okay.
That's baking soda.
Yeah.
We do have to try that because we need a corrosion dissolver for this. And then we always have 10 to 2 who can get the hairspring back in shape. And Patin, you're absolutely right. It is a temperature compensated balance. And for the people who are not too familiar with it, just a couple of minutes to tell you a bit about this. Even kijken. As you can see, the inside of the ring is made of steel and the outside is made of brass. And as you can see, it is really small. All blue, you're absolutely right, it's bimetal. Because in mid-40s the Hairspring was still carbon steel, as you can see, prone to corrosion. And carbon steel expands during heat, like the rails from a train. What do you call those rails?
Rails, yeah.
Yeah. So if the hairspring expands, it's like a pendulum getting longer. So the watch slows down. And if the outside of the balance wheel is copper and the inside of the copper of the balance wheel is steel, you get this. A bit like this. If it's small, a bit like this. If your balance wheel is small, you get fast. And if your balance wheel is big, you slow down. Small, fast, slow down.
7 minus.
So if the balance wheel is big, it slows down. But if these sides with the bimetal move inwards, the back and forth movement will be faster. So it compensates the reaction to heat, angular movement, momentum, that's it. So if the carbon steel hairspring expands, the watch goes slower, but due to the bimetal of the balance ring, it compensates. It goes inwards, so you get faster. And this is a 1940s women's movement, which is very small. So this is technically innovation. It's just breathtaking. And Breguet was already working on this in the 19th century. It's just amazing. So that's why this is a high-end watch movement. Let's see how it's. Yeah. I will try to remove the collet, which is the brass inside where the hairspring is connected. But because of the temperature compensation there and there, the balance wheel is, you can bend it easily. So we have to be very careful with removing this hairspring. And have very thin very thin levers for removing chronograph hands. It's a hairy spring. It was. I have very thin levers for hands. So now I can remove the collet from the inside where the hairspring is connected. Ik ben nog steeds onder de indruk, Deathwisher. Echt heel gaaf. Well, see what we can do. Concentrate, get underneath, and then wiggle, wiggle. That's it, there we are. I'm not sure if the collet's clean. Underneath the collet there's a facet. That's why I can remove it easily. Zie je de volgende keer, Deathwisher. Nogmaals bedankt. Echt een hele gave verrassing. So, there's the hairspring. I'm not sure if we can save it, but we are going to try it. As you can see, where are we? It is very, very small. Here the outside one is a single winding, but the next one here is a double winding, just stuck together, because you can see there on top, they're coming apart. There they are. That's the double winding, which is just stuck together. Wel goed te zien zo, hè?
Ja.
Echt gaaf.
Twee dubbele gedaan.
Ja. Well, for tomorrow I'm going to arrange bicarb and vinegar and see if we can gently remove. It is a flat hairspring, yeah. If we can gently remove the oxidation and see what happens. Otherwise we have to look for a replacement hairspring. Well, now we can see the balance wheel. One pivot survived and one didn't. First I'm going to try to dissolve a bit of oxidation in the vinegar and bicarb, and just after that I'm going to try to remove the double roller from the balance staff, because if I'm going to try to remove it now, it just will break. We know that for sure. Oh wow. So that's the balance and balance staff. See what the rest is like. let's get some backwood. I think we can still I still think we can save this movement because this corrosion can be dissolved. So I think we just move on with the disassembly and see what we find. Well, let's see what the pellet fork looks like. Well, at least both pivots are still there. Well, isn't that bad. I think this corrosion is just really superficial. It's got a lot of emotional value, Bill, definitely, yeah. Well, I hardly do this with metal, but now I will try to, it's the underside of the pellet fork, and I would like to see just if the corrosion is superficial or not. Because if it isn't, there's some pitting in there, and then we have to replace it anyway. So it is broken, and maybe I will make some scratches now, but I just want to see what this pellet fork looks like if I remove some of the corrosion. See, it just comes off. see if I can just just use a screwdriver and very gently so the pellet fork itself isn't really rusted. I think it just came from the double roller, which is steel, I think. So I assume we can just save this part. Yeah. It's just superficial, and we can remove it from this this pellet fork. As you can see, I tried it on underneath the pellet fork and not the bit that's inside here. But I think we can remove it from here as well. Here I use the pegwood because I definitely don't want to make any scratches on the visible side of this part. Okay, watchmaker, wanna be your excuse. Hey, see you next time. Good to see you here. Agustina, the superficial rust would come off with usual clean solutions. I'm not too sure. I'm going to try one piece with vinegar and bicarbonate. Oh, watchmaker wannabe, thank you so much. Oh, that is so nice, the bits. Again, thank you so much. I'm going to try with vinegar and baking soda, bicarbonate. I heard some excellent stories about that dissolving the rust. I haven't used it myself yet, but a watchmaking friend of mine recommended it to me, so I'm going to try it. And as a watchmaker, it's always good to remember the part is already broken. The only thing we can do is try to make it better again. And if we not succeed, it is it is still broken, and it was already broken. Imdak boy, science baby. Yeah, you're right. Well, we just continue with the disassembly. Well, there is some motion in the gear train. Let's see the other side. I don't think the jewel's broken yet, but yet, no, it's not broken.
Wait a minute.
But we can change that.
Here we go.
First remove. Hey, waar is die? Here it is. Well, as we usually do in the stream, just a very piece of tough plastic over the hands and dials, so we're not actually touching the dial, or the hands can just come off. But you've seen it all before. These are not rusted together. No, they're not. Well, with some backwood I can try. There we can get this dial in a way better state than it is at the moment, without making too much scratches. It's always difficult for a watch dial for the original patina, which makes it nice and old. But to get it just a bit better. Yeah, we can get this one a bit better. But I never make any promises. Hey Peter! Peter, did you manage to fix the Tissot yesterday? No, I haven't done any work on the Tissot because I was straight to hospital due to the allergic reaction, as you could see in the stream from yesterday. So no, I will continue that one on the Monday stream, next Monday. Yeah, thank you for asking. Well, there is the watch dial screw. I'm afraid this is. There it is. And then the other side. is solvable. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your comment. Imduck boy. What is the zoom size? I can't understand the size of this watch. It is an IS movement, yeah. Yeah, Imduck boy. I can understand your question. Sorry, I just missed it. I was concentrating on this this movement. Just to get it in perspective. Oh, where are we then? There we are. Well, it's a Eurocent 10, and this is just a normal big pen for so you can see what size it is. It's the size of my thumbnail. So the screws I just took out, oh well, this is a screw where the dial was fixed. As you can see, it is very small. Well, now we know it is an AS movement, as Capture 2015 just pointed out. Which is a bit cheeky for Tavannes to name it your own movement, and it is an AS969. We need patience and coffee, and there's, I think we have to get one. And this is interesting. We know that on the back side it says Tavannes Watch Company. See? So AS is the maker of this movement, and then you can see this scale here. Do you see it? This scale is here because it was sold without a dial. So as a test in the mid-40s, they placed the hands on this, just a movement. And because they didn't have any digital time graphers yet, they wound it up and checked first for an hour and then for 24 hours if it runs running on time as a quality control. So that's why this scale is in here, because these movements were sold without a watch dial. Interesting, isn't it? I love those small details in watchmaking. I'm talking about this scale. Because if you don't have a dial, you don't know if the movement is running on time. Simple as that. There goes the cannon pinion. Luckily the setting lever is still intact. They usually break, so now I will continue with the disassembly of this side. Now I will continue with the disassembly of this side, but I have to do it under the microscope, so I have to change cameras again. For people who are not too familiar with this stream, this is a camera, and if I place it over here, I'm from the Netherlands, about 40, or no, a bit more, 50 kilometers north of Amsterdam. That's right, a strange accent, sorry about that. Now you are watching with me. This is the camera, and you're watching with me through my microscope to the watch we are working on. And for me this is, well, just as maybe more exciting than for you guys, because if I make one scratch, everybody will see it straight away. And where are you from, if you don't ask me, don't mind me asking, if you don't ask me minding?
Mining?
Oh, maar er is een mijn in haar soep. Boom. Oh, you're from Greece? Oh, that's nice. We have a very dear watchmaking friend in Athens. He's called Vasily Rubis, very dear watchmaking friend of ours in Greece. Sorry? Now we have to be very careful with this lever spring. It is under a lot of tension. So what we always do is just a bit of packwood. Don't have to be a very expensive tool, but if you place it here, the spring has less chance than to travel too far. There we are. Now we can remove the packwood, and the spring is still in place. There's the yoke. And now we have to turn over the movement to loosen this screw, because this setting lever is holding the winding stem in place, so we cannot pull it out yet. Step right this way. So gently remove the setting lever, and it will probably fall down. There it is. There's a setting lever with sliding pinion, winding pinion. And here the setting lever. And now helemaal aan het klinken.
Ja.
Oeh.
Is die al vast?
Well, the amount of detail is amazing, Imdak boy. Well, this is the last piece I have to disassemble on the dial side. Slightly bigger screwdriver. This is just too small. I think this is a nice. There we go. I agree, Imdak boy, and now we can are technically able to show you guys the beauty of the inside of a watch. Because all watchmakers have known it for centuries, and now you guys can watch with us just the amazing level of craftsmanship that came in making this this movement. Another blood stain. Now we can see the watch has been running for a long time without any lubrication, no oil. So all parts are disassembled from this side. Hey Watchpal, hi there. The difference between extend. I think a few guys in the chat can answer Imdak Boy's question, an excellent question about what's the difference between an expensive watch and a cheap watch. Hey Brass Monkey, all the way from America, hi there.
Money.
Lots of it.
Brass Monkey. And Imdak Boy, it is a fair question to ask yourself what's the difference between an expensive watch and a cheap watch. Maybe you guys can see here this dent here. That one we have to address.
Okay, let's see.
again, I presume, well, I think I know for sure, this is left-handed thread for the crown wheel. Yeah, there we are. So you have to turn clockwise to loosen the screw. Does anybody in the chat want to answer Imduck Boy's question about the difference between expensive and less expensive watches? Here is the brass ring. Or is it still in there? Imduck Boy, it's precious materials and wedges. Elm Shop has made an excellent comment on the finish and accuracy. Yeah. Watchpal, yeah, it's a not a very common name, but it is. I was thinking about. It's an AS out of Shield 969, I think. But Tavannes, another Swiss brand, really made it more high-end with a temperature compensated balance wheel and the nice finish here with the perlage and the Côte de Genève, the Geneva stripes here is just beautiful. But there's a huge amount of rust, corrosion in this watch, so there's still a lot of work to do. Well, pivot is not too bad. Well, we have to see the pivots when they're cleaned. Well, I think I have to remove this bit. Unable to remove this wheel, I think. Yeah. I have to remove this piece in order to remove this wheel, the escape wheel. when we disassemble this watch, and that doesn't take too long, then I will show you guys a real high-end watch. The stunning Lange Söhne. It is well worth a watch, to watch it. Watching the watch. Well, even the extra jewel here for the center wheel is good. Oh wow, Peter, what kind of brand movement do you enjoy the work the most? I love the variety. Last week I've done, well, at least 7 750s, and it's just, well, I'm not that good in repetition work, let me say that. Antidentite, yeah, a Lange Söhne Saxomat, the automatic one. So yeah, Peter, I love the variety and the change. We do watches, well, cylinder escapements. I love the vintage work, working on problems like this. And we do high-end here in the workshop and everything in between. Mostly watches or movements, no watches, with emotional value. And we just love working on them. So on every given day, you get a different answer, Peter. 3448. There we are. The barrel bridge. I find it amazing that the corrosion is so local. Just around the balance wheel. So I think it had a carbon steel double roller underneath the balance wheel, and it really corroded. Because the rest is nickel plated. I presume it's nickel plated, and it's not that bad. And I love the jewel even for the center wheel. Center wheel, third wheel, second wheel, escape wheel. Oh, sorry, pellet fork, escape wheel, second wheel,
Film the second half.
third wheel, second center wheel, and here the balance. And we really have to look at this area if there's not too much damage because of the corrosion that is grinding into the jewels. Zal ik even laten zien wat je aan het doen bent?
Dat kan.
Maar we kunnen het ook niet doen.
Net van plan om het plateau op te zetten.
Oh, oké, wacht nog even.
En dan afwegen.
Oh, oké. Wow. Look at the state of the mainspring.
It looks good.
Looks very good.
Shiny.
All shiny and new. I have to take it out anyway. See what because it's from old material. So see what it looks like. There's the arbor out. Oké. Zal ik anders op jouw bank even laten zien? Zo.
Ja, het kan, maar ik ga nu het plateau opzetten. Ik dacht, ik kan laten zien zoals het is.
Coach Erik, maybe nice to show what Richard is working on. Quite a feat. Oh, temperature compensated balance as well. But of a different size as we are working on. What?
A little bit bigger.
But then again, what Richard has done today, he has made this balance staff himself on the lathe, which is pretty amazing. Hey Arjen. Goed dat je bij bent, man. Richard just made this balance staff himself on the lathe, which is quite a feat. And now he's doing the poising for the He's going to
putting the double roller on first, and then I'm going to poise it. I've checked the central; it's running fairly straight.
Okay, he's going to put on the double roller here first, then do the poising, and we've got an extra wobbly cam. So I will show it on Richard's desk in a minute. And then you can see him poising his homemade balance staff. Ja, Erik, absoluut. Die is voor jou horloge. Handgemaakt, dat is nogal wat. Ik zal straks de camera ook op zijn desk zetten. There on Richard's desks. Here's an extra wobbly cam, and then we show the handmade balance staff. So now we can remove the tiny mainspring. Well, we do need another mainspring because all the strength is gone from this one. Oh, if you like to share, Eric, please do. Erik, we doen het altijd dit heel anoniem. Dus we vertellen nooit het verhaal van wie het horloge is. Of, because, ja, dat is gewoon niet zo netjes. Als wij dat doen. Maar als jij het leuk vindt om je verhaal te vertellen hier on stream, Ja, heel erg graag, want dat maakt het horloge zo speciaal. Dus als je dat wil, heel graag. The watch Richard is moving on. The movement Richard is working on. That's it. It's from the owner is here in the chat, Coach Eric, and maybe he can tell us a bit more about the watch Richard is working on, because it is quite special and a small miracle if it's going to run again, and I think it is going to run again. Wat leuk! Well, please share, Coach Eric. And I will go for a small cup of coffee. And I'll get the extra camera for Richard. Hey René, goed dat je erbij bent, man. Leuk. Is het leuk om hier eventjes een camera neer te zetten? Ga je het op deze bank zetten of op die bank?
Wat je wil. Ik denk dat dit gaat passen. Voor ik het in natuurlijk, dan moet ik wel.
Oh, sure, yeah. I will show the watch in a minute from Coach Eric. Hey Minterbill, thank you so much for your subscription. That is nice. I'm just did some work. There is an extra camera now on Richard's desk. You just see it there, I think. That's the camera. It is an Alpina watch and beautiful one. Richard just made the balance staff, and now I will try if I can connect to his desk. So this is the 40s ladies watch, and now I can try to see if I can show the pocket watch from Coach Eric, and afterwards, it's not gonna take too long, I will show you this, and that is breathtaking. I can show you that. Well, there we go. See if we can find Richard's desk. Ooh. Well, I just arranged the extra camera now on Richard's desk. You can see the watch movement in front. It is a pocket watch movement and it is an Swiss lever escapement. Actually, just the one as the ladies' watch I am working on. You can see. I try to point out on my desk, but I don't see anything. It is on his desk. With a pin vise, you can see there. Pin vise there. You can see it's holding the balance wheel. Richard has made the balance staff himself on the small lathe. We can do it on stream one time, but not today. And now he is, even kijken, the double roller is already on it?
No.
Okay. He's going to place... I will show you on the small ladies watch I am working on.
What can you see from here? I'm going to...
Dus schakel straks nog wel even naar je over, oké?
Ja.
Wel. I'll show you now on the watch I am working on what Richard is doing. So he's going to place the double roller on the balance staff. So the tip where the balance is moving on, that was broken. The balance is moving on the tip. The pivot, and the pivot was broken, so Richard has made a new one. In the meantime, I will place all these parts ready for the cleaning machine, and then we will move to Richard's project, and I will show the beautiful Lange Söhne. But what's going on here?
Ik ga toch mijn tapjes maar even beluisteren, maar ik heb alles uitgepland.
Welke loodje was het?
Die oude Thürler.
Oh, okay.
Met automaat.
Well, I think I will show you what Owen is working on, because that is very special too.
Maar dat is er not special.
It is not really a psycho evening tonight. Bedoel ik niks mee, John?
It stabbed him in the heart.
So now I will show you. Yeah. Owen has taken amber spot. See if it's working. The amber cam. Richard, how many hours did it take you to make a new balance staff? It's a question in the chat. About 4 hours, wow. Hey, horloge hobby.
Including Pellet polishing.
Oh. Let's see if it's working. No. Hey Rob, we zijn nogal wat dingen tegelijk aan het doen. Thank you for just joining. I'm working on a 1940s ladies watch with a lot of corrosion. Richard is working on a Alpina pocket watch, and he made a balance staff himself, and he's going to poise it now. And Owen is working on something special, and I'm just going to show you that. And we have a very special watch here, a Lange Söhne, and I'm going to show you underneath the microscope just the amazing high level of quality that is. But first, I'm going to Owen's desk, and just to show what he's working on. Kijken. Wel, polishing the pivots.
Yes. So we have the balance. Already the spring is removed. And we're gonna put it in the roller fit.
Yeah. I hope the sound is okay. He's going to. This is nice to show.
Always quite some adjustment on the forehand.
Ja. Hey Loes, leuk dat je erbij bent. Groetjes aan Owen en Richard.
Ja, dat is lang geleden.
Dat is lang geleden, ja. Leuk. Ik ga nog eventjes kijken bij Richard. What's going on?
Yeah, almost ready to find all the thinking. Work this almost ready to be put on here. It's quite a tight fit at the moment, so I'm just adjusting it very slightly. I don't want it to get stuck halfway out.
Well, there's a lot going on in the workshop at the moment. Richard is just fitting the double roller on the balance staff. Which is very tricky. Well, I'm going to place all these parts of my ladies' watch I'm working on from the 40s because I want to clean it first, remove all excess corrosion, and after that everything that is still really corroded I'm going to try the vinegar and bicarb trick, see if it works. Has anybody any experience with removing rust with the vinegar and bicarbonate sodium? Jij ook niet, Richard?
Nee, ik heb nooit gedaan.
Oh, okay. Hey, trust me. Hi there, good to see you.
I've got a rust removing bath, which we had from sea.
Oh, yeah.
Liquid that which will take rust off steel parts.
Ooh. So simultaneously I'm working on the 1940s ladies movement. Owen is working on a Tudor from the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. And Richard is working on an Alpina pocket watch from probably 30s, early 40s. Cola, yeah? Yeah, it is possible, why not? But I heard some excellent stories about the the Coke, Alwyn.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah. They could do it too, yeah.
See if my wobbly cam still works. Well, there are two wobbly cams in the system. There we are. And in a minute we'll go back to Richard to see him poising the balance wheel. It's fascinating stuff. These are all the parts that go into the fixer drop. Parts for the barrel. Here the delicate gear train with the 2 screws, so I know where they're from. Don't have to clean that one because we are going to replace it anyway. There we are. Cannon pinion, hour wheel, so let's have a logical way of finding the parts. This one is a bit tricky. Coat of Syndrome. Hey there, it's the first time I think I see your name in the stream. Is there a specific reason you stream at this time? Must really be late in the Netherlands right now. Yeah, it's 10:30 p.m. But during daytime it's way too busy with phone calls and clients. And on Mondays we have an earlier stream. It starts on 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's try to reach the Asia Twitch watchers. So yeah, it's a time we can work half past, yep, 10:30. Well, lemon juice and baking soda. Yeah, I think the lemon juice is quite similar to the. Wat was zijn ook weer? Vinegar. Vinegar, yeah. Mooi gevonden, Arjen. Vinegar on rusty tooling. It find it removes great rust, but also eats away the steel surface. Okay.
What does?
Vinegar removing rust. Well, I'll fasten this screw because I don't want to lose it in the cleaning machine. In the meantime, kunnen we even overschakelen naar jou? Richard? Kan ik het laten zien of liever nu nog niet?
Ja, dat kan.
Now let's see. That is Richard working now on the Alpina pocket watch.
There were to be some height adjustments. First time we can see it moving in there.
So, oh, Erik, kijk eens. Some height adjustments for the freshly made homemade balance staff in the movement. So now we first try it without the hairspring. So see if it.
Tops down as well at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And now we'll put the
Coat of Syndrome, thank you for following.
now we need to balance it.
And now he's going to poise it to see if there's some heavy point in the balance wheel. I'm not too sure, Agustina. I'm just going to watch it carefully. How the rust removing process is continuing. Now you can see Richard has got a spirit level on top of the poising tool, and you have to make sure that the spirit level is on top of there where Richard is putting it now. So that's the actual right position for the spirit level. What Richard is doing now, like a bicycle tire. If you hold it by the pivots, by the axle of a bicycle tire, the heavy point will always move downwards. So look at that. So there's a small heavy point in Richard's balance wheel at the moment, and we are going to mark it and file away the tiniest amount of material from the screws, from the screw heads, and always from the bottom half is slightly. So while removing the material, then we have a perfectly poised balance wheel, and this is dynamisch, the static way of poising the wheel. Is that an eyelash, Richard? Oh, okay. The tool Richard is using at the moment is a hair from the back of his hand, and then he is manipulating the balance wheel. And the strange thing is, I am not touching my desk because it feels like it's in front of me, but it's over there at Richard's. But this is so delicate work to get it poised perfectly. Brass Monkey, that is a temperature compensated balance wheel as well. So
I've got an adjustment screw which I'm just screwing in.
Okay. Wood sticks, it is an excellent question. We are not charging the complete all the hours that Richard took to make this balance wheel. Not because Richard is slow, but because he really isn't. He made this one in 4 hours, and that is quite amazing. But otherwise this watch will never run again, and we just like it if it runs again. Yeah, there's some adjustable weights, and if they're not adjustable or the lowest point, then there is no weight. You can change the weights on the different positions, but usually there are just screw heads, and you can remove the tiniest amount of material. Yeah, you can see the surface that the pivot is rolling on is from a jewel, a ruby. And this job takes so much concentration, we're not doing this during daytime. What is that balance wheel spun by a magnet? No, it's just a hair from Richard's, the back of his hand, and he's just pushing it. You can blow it as well, but with just a hair, you can just push it slightly. Works really well. Yeah. What was it? Oh. Ja, dat zien ze wel. Correctly poised wheel does not rotate in any position. That is, yeah. In 4 positions, it has to stay completely still, and then you know it's in perfect balance. Yeah, with every change of balance staff, it has to be poised again. Thank you for your comment, Alwin. Enjoy your evening. Thank you. Well, it's... What do you guys think? Shall I show you the extremely beautiful... This one. Ik schakel even weg van jou nu, oké, Richard?
Yeah, that's good.
Because we do have something extremely special here in the workshop.
Very boring procedure.
No, that's not the comment we get. Because...
For 5 minutes, 10 minutes is interesting.
What do you think of this? Prachtig verhaal, Erik. Dankjewel. Leuk. Well, and then this one. This is pre-restoration, so we haven't touched it yet. Have you guys heard of the brand Lange Söhne from Glashütte? Glashütte is a very small village in Germany. And it's, well, the pinnacle for watchmaking. And you hear me not saying the pinnacle of watchmaking in Germany. You hear me saying it's the pinnacle of watchmaking. Full stop. As you can see, it's not a very outspoken watch or flashy or got diamonds or jewels or whatever. Well, it's got jewels but no diamonds. You can see a big date, and you can see here the decentralized second hand and a nice satin watch dial. And the small details I love is when you pull the crown, see what happens. If you just pull the crown, the second hand goes in the 12 o'clock position or the 0 second position, so you can perfectly align the time with a mother clock. It's just beautiful. Such small details, but there's a button for the big date correction. And you can see the bluish anti-glare. Watches usually don't have this feature. No, it's very rare to see this feature on any mechanical watch. But cutoff syndrome. The front of this watch is nice and special and well done. But now I think I go to the back. And this is something you don't see every day. Small break.
Pretty. It's a bit nice, isn't it?
It is a bit nice. It is a micro rotor, so the rotor is not on top of the movement on the back, but in the movement. So you get a flatter movement. It doesn't have to be so thick to house the rotor. But then the details is just so amazing. The rotor, this bit is gold, which is nice, but because if it's a small rotor, you need more mass on the outside, weight. And so this bit here, you can see it's platina, not because platina is a precious metal, but platina has got the highest soortelijk gewicht.
Yeah, specific gravity.
Specific gravity? Which makes it perfect for the outside of this rotor. And I will show you a bit more detail on the microscope, because it is it is really, really special. Grey coating, hi there. Nice of you to follow the stream. Not quite Costa syndrome. If I show you under the microscope, then it will become insane. The attention to detail. You can see a bit all the scratches here. That is, what was it? Snailing, I think it was. You can see the light playing with it, just bending the light. You see that? The refraction? Oh well. A smaller balance wheel. I will show you the balance wheel in a second, all blue. Here the perfect perlage. There we go. And now I will show you on the wobbly cam, because there is something else I would like to talk about, which is just amazing and really shows the quality of the brand, which is, well, you can see here the Geneva stripes. And when you think of it, you can see the stripes running straight through. Do you see? Talk about these stripes. It's a milling process, and every layer you use a milling machine, but it is nice to make Geneva stripes, but there is a huge but. When you have the running movement, you have to take it apart, and all the bridges and cogs you have to put back together, then make the stripes, because they run all the way through, and then you have to nickel or rhodium plate the bridge again, and via this process makes it that the balance, the cogs and the bridges are not interchangeable, because the angle of these lines are always different. So you can see here, these are the same lines, so this piece is not interchangeable with any other watch. And it's just to make it look nice. There's no other use or need for this. That's what I wanted to show you on the wobbly cam. It is Brass Monkey. And then there is this balance wheel, the swan neck. These watches are unique in a very special way, and this balance cog is hand engraved, so everyone is slightly different. Here is a swan neck spring. Is so elegant and well made, don't you think? The two screws here, and the spring goes just back like this and pushes against this lever. So with this screw going here, you can just put it back in, and it is the fine regulating for this spring. It's so well made. It's everything you show. The amount of detail is just staggering. You can see all the wheels. You can see a bit of scratches are individually. It's got a circular how do you call it? Graining. Yeah. And the finish of the screws, all black polish. Yeah. Maybe you are not too familiar with the term black polish. So, a very fast, famous drawing. When you are interested in watches, you get the term black polish quite often. And it's quite simple why the term is used. If surface is not polished, and here's your eye, the light is reflected in all kinds of ways because the surface reflects the light. So part of the light will reflect back into your eye. But if a surface is perfectly polished, and your eye is here, very stern, there's probably a teacher looking. All the light is reflected like a mirror. So if you watch a perfectly polished surface, at one instance it seems black to the eye because there's no light being reflected back, because there are imperfections in the surface. So that's why this is called a black polish. It's so perfectly polished that all the light is reflected and nothing comes back to the eye. So it seems in one position, it just seems black. You will never get that with imperfections in the surface. That is called black polish. I'll try to show you on the Lange Söhne. I hope that's clear. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like this bit here in the middle. An imperfection is as simple as a scratch. With a scratch you get a bit of a profile on the surface, so that will reflect the light and then you will see it. But like this part is perfectly polished. So at one point it just seems black because there's no, like now, because there's no light reflected, and every scratch you will see. That's why this bit seems gray for the eye, because you can see the grain coming from here. Well, this is beautifully done as well. Black polish on the screw heads. This is perlage. You can see radial graining. And even here you can see a small graining with a circular motion on the rotor. So beautiful and sharp and well made. Arjan, zeker. Ja. Ja. You cannot compare this perlage with the Rolex we've done a couple of weeks ago. And Brass Monkey, it's just to make it look nice. That's the only reason why it's there. Those red dots that are jewels, rubies, those are bearing, a sliding bearing, because jewel is a very hard material, and polished steel it's got a beautiful flow in the bearing with a tiny drop of oil. That's it, wood sticks. Every scratch on this watch is thoughtfully planned. It is. And I'm not sure if this is just hand hammered in there. It might be. These watches are just pieces of art. In 5 positions regulated. It's just so nice. Well, I think that's it for the moment. Is er nog iets wat jullie willen laten zien? Of?
Poising is finished back.
I think it is into the night. Let's show what Richard is working on, and then it's probably the end of the stream for tonight. Je bent in beeld, Richard, nu. Je bent in beeld nu.
Yeah, I can share how it's balanced at the moment if you like.
Oh, okay. What the balance, what the poising is like at the moment. Well, we'll show me in a minute. Because what is the Thürler like now? You just polished the pivot?
Yeah, put the hairspring back on.
Hairspring is back on. Oh, okay,
Let's put it back in.
Yeah, let's show that. On, en dan komt het in jouw. Thank you, Anti. Let's see what Owen is working on. stoel blijven kijken.
Happy face?
Woehoe!
Yeah, we have the stone on the right hand side still. Bottom still.
Ja.
Position here still. Position still.
Prachtig.
So that's that.
One thing I'd like to show you is we have a new clock here in the workshop. It's from 1820. It's nice to show you just a quick show around the workshop with the new well, turret clock.
Dan gaat het toch de goede kant op, toch?
Well, that's it for tonight. I really enjoyed tonight's stream with the insane amount of corrosion in the pocket watch. And also in the ladies' watch. And true. Richard with his excellent balance staff, and Owen working on the 50s Tudor, beautiful one. Thank you so much for all your nice comments, and I really hope you had an insight in what makes watchmaking, even for us watchmakers, special. The detail and the attention and the technical stuff inside a watch, like the temperature compensate. It's beautiful. Again, thank you so much Deathwisher, your donation, your bits were just so nice. And Watchmaker Wannabe, of course. The donation for the bits is just, wow, breathtaking. Again, my name is Kalle Slaap. I'm a watchmaker from the Netherlands. And if you like this stream, please click on subscribe. And then every time we start a new stream, you get a nice notification. And you can just sit back and relax and let us do the work. We're back at least on Monday at 3 o'clock Central European Time. And next Tuesday at 8:30 Central European Time. Thank you so much for watching and all your donation and your kind words. And hope to see you next week. Okay. Enjoy your evening. Thank you. Bye bye.